When Angela joined the band, she replaced a man, right? So were you afraid that you may lose some fans, as you said before, that it's a woman on screaming vocals and she's not that good and whatever?
Well, I think, yeah, but there was a little bit of not hesitation to bring her into the band because we knew that once we tried her out, and we was like, well, wow, she's a fantastic fucking singer. So she's in the band, no matter what. But we had to think a bit harder about how to present this. And what we did was we put up little sound bites, parts of songs on the website. It's this is Arch Enemy with the new singer, not telling anybody who it is. And then a lot of people say, oh, this is really great, blah, 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 and I've started trying to guess, what guy it was. And then after we've done all of that, then we just, release, the first, new band picture. Because then they had already said that, okay, well, she sounds really good. Yeah, sounds really good. But I can't really go back then, because if you would have done it the other way around, you put a woman up there, there's a lot of really backwards people that would say yeah, she's pretty good for a girl. That's you know how it is.
I know.
A lot of people
it's not that good. The people are narrow-minded.
Yeah, then some people are just very conservative like that. And we had the same thing with. Our manager at the time, he was completely against the idea. Until it became a huge success, and the thing that actually broke the band into more.
And he was quite positive, I think.
And of course, he was very positive. But
so, how did you decide on which songs you would re-record?
A lot of fist fights in the rehearsal room. Yeah, that's what. Now, there was a lot of arguing over that because everybody had their favorites. I had a few songs that I would have wanted to go in there, but. We talked about it over and over and over, and then we sort of it just boiled down to a few ones that's yeah, these are probably the best ones to present to people, because I might like a song for a certain reason because I like to play it or something like that, but it might not be the best song, it's that sort of thing, But yeah, so we just boiled it down to 13, over 3 albums with a pretty good selection. I would have liked to do a double, to do twice as many songs, but we just didn't have time because we recorded this album while actually just when we had little breaks at home in between tours. So we did first we did the drums, and we went in and did something else, and then finally it's okay, well, we got a break over a month now. Let's just finish this shit once and for all. It's just taking a lot of time.
Now that you mentioned that there are some songs you like more to play than the others, can you separate any of your songs that you can call your favorite, maybe, or something, from your whole discography, not from the latest album?
It's really hard.
You love them all, actually.
Yeah. There, some songs I don't like to play, but whenever I hear them, I think that's a fantastic song. But it might be a bit boring for me because the bass work in it isn't very interesting, or just things like that. Certain songs you like to play, but then again, some of the songs that I don't really like to play that much, say in a rehearsal room or something like that. Yeah. There's some of the songs that are really great to play live because they get the biggest reactions. Ravenous is one of those songs. It's not not a lot of fun to play for me, but as soon as you get a crowd
on the stage and see it with the people,
you get people and people sing along and stuff, and it's oh yeah, that's a pretty good song anyway. Yeah, catch a little tune, this one.
So how was the recording process been so far? But with Angela, mostly that she had to deal with the vocal lines of the previous singer. She tried to follow them, or she tried to give them her sign mostly.
I think she tried to just learn whatever Johan did on the old albums, but then just improvising over it and just giving it her own touch. There are certain things that come natural to certain people, and the way that he would. His sense of rhythm is different to hers, so she had a little bit of a problem with certain lines. She was
What is that?
Yeah, no, but just like, little things like here and there. And he was like, I would never do that. And he said she didn't, but finally she got her head around it then. But then she's just given it her own little touch everywhere, and I think she's done a fantastic job with it.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure that you've been through a lot of difficulties to get to this point. Can you remember that is a worst or a best time, or if you could turn back time, would you change anything?
I wouldn't know what to change actually. I mean, I'm actually, quite happy with things, the way they are right now. We're getting better. We're such a tight little unit as a band. We're a little army, very much a team, a little family actually. That's it's
very important.
Yeah, it's very rare. I mean, because I see a lot of bands like, I understand why certain bands like break up, because they have, it's so many personality clashes in certain bands. That just, but the way that we feel right now, we could, go on forever. I mean, it's these are like my 4 best friends.
Of course, they should be. I think you spend so much time with them.
Exactly, and everybody, and we all have our little, personal little quirks here and there, but we're also, very, very forgiving and accepting people, sort of.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to be, you have to like know when to, leave somebody alone. You can see like, okay, well, do not bother this person today, or at least like they've been near.
You know him.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the way that it works. We were all like very adaptable as well, because otherwise, if you're not, I mean, touring becomes hell. And,
I can imagine that.
Yeah, and and I think also like as you get older, you get a little bit more, comfortable,
Get used to things.
Yeah, well, actually, more sort of that you look for the comfort more, and you feel more like uncomfortable in certain situations. But at the same time, you also learn to live with it. So you have to take the good with the bad. You just can't be a rocket ride to heaven all the time. It just doesn't happen.
Of course not. Okay, I got one last question for you before I let you do your shower or whatever. What about from now on, your future plans?
We tour now up until Christmas. Have like a couple of weeks off, and then we go to America and Canada. Do that. Come home. Then we have a bunch of more shows like here and there in Europe, and we have festivals over the summer, and then hopefully we can put an end to the touring cycles, sort of like, say, August, September, something like that, and then actually sit down and make some new music. Getting tired of all the old stuff now. But it seems like the touring cycles, or like the album cycles, are getting longer and longer now, especially since records don't really sell very much. So
it's too bad, but it's true.
Yeah. But I mean, it used to be like, at first, like the first few years, like, the old albums, it was like, one per year. And then it started to be like one in like every second year, and now it's like one every, and then it's like, like 3 years, like, and now it's going to be, if we do actually put it out in 2011 as we plan, then it's going to, then it's 4 years since the last real one, if you don't count Rude or Evil, but, so it's like longer and longer between albums, but it's just because like, we've just been touring more and more and more and more and more.
That's what a band likes, I think, touring.
Exactly. Well, I don't not necessarily like to tour. I like to play.
Yeah, I can say that.
So the touring part, I mean, I wish that could be solved. Somebody, need to make some sort of device that just can move people like that,
Okay, I want to thank you very much for spending your time here with us.
Thank you.
And wish you a great show after that, and after that, and after that, and hope to see you soon back here. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.